12th Standard, Chapter 5, Introduction to M-Commerce, Part 2. There is one topic called L-Commerce. We already studied E-Commerce. We also saw in last lecture what is M-Commerce, and now this is L-Commerce. The basic difference is E-Commerce is commercial activity which is carried out using computer or laptop, whereas M-Commerce is the same activity when it is carried out using mobile devices or any handheld devices. Now, L-Commerce is something where we get the service or commercial activity which is location-based services. So when we keep our GPS on, location on in our mobile devices, and then whatever services we take, that is called L-Commerce. So the use of technologies which provide the location information for business purposes is known as L-Commerce. Today, various location-specific applications and services are emerging. These applications track the user's location in order to deliver a service or product. You know that if you are going to your friend's house and you don't know where exactly it is, what we'll first thing now we say is, we don't say send me your address or this or that. We simply say that send me your location in mobile, and we get that location and we easily find that location. So that is location-based service. This application tracks the user's location in order to deliver a service or product. The technology uses the geographical location of the mobile devices to determine which applications are appropriate based on that area. The technology works by using signals from GPS, cellular and Wi-Fi sources. So all these sources are used to provide you location of your mobile. Remember, there are so many satellites which are orbiting around the Earth, and all those satellites, many of those satellites are used for providing location-based services. And when we put on our location GPS in our mobile, there are minimum 3 satellites working for us, and they find the location of our mobile. That is called triangulation. So Global Positioning System, GPS, is the most accurate in determining a mobile device location or position. GPS is based on worldwide satellite tracking system where the signals are generated by a group of satellites that orbits around Earth. To locate a point, a mobile device will utilize minimum 3 satellites to create an intersecting point, and that locates the device within 500 meters, known as triangulation. Now that is not even within 500 meters. We are getting almost accuracy of around 10 meters. Because you must have observed that when you are searching any location and you have that location tracker on in your mobile, then that lady in very sweet voice, she says, after 200 meters, take left turn. So that is, even it has the accuracy of 200 meters. So very accurate service. If the GPS signal is poor or blocked somewhere, then the mobile device can use cellular towers and Wi-Fi hotspots automatically. We don't need to do anything. So mostly GPS service, even though we are not getting proper internet connection in particular area, our GPS will continue working. So these signals do not broadcast their own location, but smartphone companies uses the database that stores the location of all these sources, and they automatically get the services from that without even informing us. Security issue. Now this is the point from where new topic and important topic starts. Security issue. When we are using e-commerce or m-commerce or l-commerce, security is very important, because all this means that we are sending some data from our device to other device. So security is very important. So internet, because it's a public network system which contains millions and millions of private computer networks connected together. These private computer networks are exposed to potential threats from many places. The valuable data or information that travels on the internet may be misused, stolen, or may get corrupted or lost. So how to secure this? So during e-commerce activity, credit card number, customers' personal details, all these things are being transmitted to merchant server. and that through issuing bank for authorization also, and through payment gateway also. So our data is traveling at many places. When we are using our credit card, it travels at many places, so security is very important. So then what to do for this security? Let's see which are the security issues. We'll see first. So an intruder is the person who is trying to steal or tamper our information, so can do anything or any harmful activity to our communication. So an intruder can create new programs and run them on remote computers, causing it to malfunction or break down, in worst cases while hiding his identity. He would be hiding his identity, but he can break down the communication which is being done from our device to other device. The e-commerce or m-commerce sites have to keep their data very safe. The e-commerce and m-commerce websites have more security issues and are at more risk. If you are using banking through your mobile devices, that is very good, but at the same time, security is very important. You must see that your bank website or bank application is fully protected by password and other security. So this, because they are at the more risk of being targeted than other normal website. If you are googling something, there is nothing to lose. But if you are doing some e-commerce activity, m-commerce activity where there is some financial transaction involved, then you are at risk. So as e-commerce and m-commerce deals with payments such as online banking or electronic transaction using debit and credit card or many others, so security is very important. This information should be protected from intruders and other malicious activities. Intruder is a person who is trying to hide himself but trying to reveal your information or trap your information. And malicious activity is the kind of activities which is being done in our device without our knowledge. So the e-commerce and m-commerce security must meet four important aspects, and that is confidentiality, integrity, authorization, and non-repudiation. So let us see all these 4 points. Remember, these 4 points are not only the security restriction for mobile or computer. Even in a college, if there is a network of computers where there is no internet but network of computers, there also these 4 points are very important. Consider a bank where there are many employees using banking activity, and there also these 4 points are very important to be observed. Now, what is confidentiality? It refers to the secrecy of information so that unauthorized user cannot read it. Confidentiality is achieved by using cryptography. Now the word cryptography means the information, when it leaves your device, it gets encrypted, and it gets decrypted only when it reaches to the target device. It helps in protecting the confidential data like credit card number, customers' personal details, etc. Let me give you one simple example. On a website, when you are writing password, you know that you will get star. But have you observed, when you press enter, that password field immediately gets filled with many stars. If you just observe it for a fraction of a second, you can see that. That means your password got encrypted before leaving your computer or your mobile or device. So that is confidentiality. Integrity. Integrity ensures that the information must not be accidentally or maliciously altered or tampered in transit. Okay, my information, when I sent, it got encrypted, and at the receiver end it got decrypted. But in between, if somebody just alters that information, I have ordered for 100 items and some intruder makes it 10,000 items, or I send message of withdrawing 1,000 rupees, an intruder makes it 1 lakh rupees. So this thing also should not happen. So integrity should be maintained at both the end, sending and receiving end. If the message is altered in between, then during the transition, it should be detected. So remember, there is no technique which can say that what changes is done in the message, but there is definitely a technique which will identify that there was some change in the message which from the original message. So when receiver end, they get a notification of that message is altered, receiver end will reject that message. Third is authorization. Authorization is very simple. It ensures that only authentic user with proper user ID and password are allowed to use the system. So login and password is one of the best way to achieve authentication. You know that if you forget your own password of your email ID, then you won't be able to use your email account. Non-repudiation. The word is new, but it is very simple. What it says is it ensures, non-repudiation ensures that the sender of the message cannot deny that he or she has sent the message, and the receiver also, the vice versa. So the best example is WhatsApp tick mark. If I get two blue tick mark in my message, that means receiver has opened that message. Now he or she cannot deny that I have not received your message. So that is non-repudiation. So non-repudiation is a situation where sender after sending the message cannot deny of sending the message, and receiver after receiving the message cannot deny of receiving the message. So non-repudiation is usually accomplished via digital signatures or a trusted third party, TTP. TTP is important to be remembered because of its full form. Board may ask you the full form of TTP. So that is 4 security measures: confidentiality, integrity, authorization, and non-repudiation. Then internet security threats. Which are the threats which will disturb the internet activity? So the first one is malicious code. Malicious code is one that causes damage to a computer or system. It can either activate itself or be like a virus requiring user to perform an action such as clicking on something or opening an email attachment. And that is why we quite frequently we get a message that don't click on any unknown attachment, because that may be a malicious code. So malicious code can also affect a network. It also starts sending messages through email and steal information or cause even more damage by deleting files. So malicious code is something which does harmful activity in our devices without our knowledge. Second is sniffing. A sniffer is a program. Sniffer dog. We have sniffer dog. So sniffer is a program that uses internet to record information that passes through a computer or router in transit from sender to receiver. So when message is passing through computer or router in transit, sniffer program can record that information. And believe me, sniffer program can be used for two purposes: for good purpose, for bad purpose. If I want to make sure that anybody is sitting on my personal laptop sometime, then I want to see that what he or she has done on my laptop. I can install sniffer program in my computer, and then afterward I can check that what he or she has done. Similarly, for bad intention, if I install such program in somebody else's computer without his or her knowledge, then I can even see that what he or she is doing in his computer, and I can track all the details what he types on in his computer. So sniffer program can be used for both good and bad purposes on internet. If you Google sniffer programs, you will find a lot of programs available on internet. So sniffer program can read email messages, user login, password, and create in fact every activity. Every activity which you do in your computer, if there is a sniffer program running in background, it can track all these things. So remember, sniffer program is something which is very dangerous, but it can also be used for a good purpose. Third is denial of service attack. A denial of service, that is DOS, that kind of attack is something where it shut down the computer network, making it inaccessible to its intended user. denial of service. It says no to services. We as a user, we are asking for some services from a server, but then server is not responding. You might have observed it many times. Server is busy. So that is denial of service attack. An attacker may be able to prevent the user from accessing email or website or any activity over online. So that is a denial of service attack. How it happens is intruder makes the server so busy that server is not capable to respond to the genuine user. So the users are flooded with either hundreds of messages that creates traffic problem on the network. So denial of service attack. Just to avoid this problem, nowadays on every website you will see one more information which is being asked to the user is captcha code or written text written as I am not a robot. Because if that field is not there, then through software that form can be filled, and then software may fill millions of form within a second, and then server gets hanged. So because to avoid denial of service attack, nowadays every form has got a field called I am not a robot or captcha code, where you need to think or do some calculation and type. So that is to make sure that a human being is using this website. Cyber vandalism. Cyber vandalism is the electronic defacing of an existing website page. Existing web page is there, and it is electronic defacing where it creates a duplicate web page. An attacker replaces the website's original content with his or her own content, and we won't be knowing that this is not a genuine web page. And we start inserting some very sensitive information like credit card number and other things, and then intruder will trap that information. So it is a example of integrity violation. Why it is called integrity violation? Because server has sent different web page, and what we receive on our screen is a different web page. So there is no integrity between sender and receiver. Cyber vandalism is the electronic equivalent of destroying property or placing a graffiti on someone's photo. So all these are cyber vandalism. There are many cases of cyber vandalism where the business content is replaced by some offensive material. You must have observed it or read in newspaper use, or you might have even experienced this. So that is cyber vandalism. The last one is spoofing. Spoofing or masquerading is a pretending to be someone you are not actually, or representing a whole website as authentic when it is actually a fake website. This also you would have observed. On many websites you see some link and you think that whatever is written there, something related to that will open. But then it opens Facebook login page or something else, or some totally different content, fake content. So that is spoofing, misleading us to something. What we think by looking at that content and what actually it is will be different. So spoofing is a technique where the attacker tries to assume the identity of another person or system for transacting with victim website. For example, an attacker can create a fake website and substitute his IP address for the real website IP address. So for example, I open XYZ bank website and I see little different web page, but I might think my bank has updated the website, and I start giving all the details of my credit card or account number. But then I come to know that that's a fake website where attacker has substituted that website IP address with his fake website IP address. So that is spoofing. How to overcome this? Now, all this problem, malicious code and sniffer and denial of service attack and cyber vandalism and spoofing, how to prevent from all this? So security measures. Most of this thing can be prevented, or we can make our computer or transaction secure. The most important is to use antivirus software, and that also genuine antivirus software, rather than not downloaded antivirus software or not pirated antivirus software. So antivirus software is a simple computer program that detects and prevents and takes action to remove the malicious code like virus and other things. Once a system is infected by virus, it will spread by attaching to other programs and files within the system. But if we are using antivirus software, then we can control that. A system without antivirus software can easily be targeted by malicious code. So if you are using your computer or desktop for financial transaction, credit card transaction, banking transaction, then using antivirus software is a must. Otherwise, it may happen that you may lose some information, and which will result in losing some financial loss or occurring some financial loss. Other antivirus software, like the common way a system is attacked is through infected attachment to email, and this attachment can be in the form of picture or video or sound clip or anything. So it is very important we never open any unknown email and unknown attachments. Infections can also be spread through internet downloads and may be simple as causing strange noises or pop-ups and other annoying things on system. It is not necessary that every time the virus will harm your data or hack your financial transaction. Sometimes it just creates some annoying noises in your computer, or some pop-ups will keep on coming, or something else. Before Windows and all these graphics programs were not there. So like I'm talking about almost 30 years back or 28 years back, there were kind of viruses like Happy Birthday Joshi. So when that virus comes in your computer, it won't do much. It just expects that once you type Happy Birthday Joshi, and then only that virus will go. So there can be many different types of virus, harming or harmless or harmful virus. Firewall. Firewall is also something through which we can protect our network. But firewall is for those where there is a public network. So organizations having their own websites have to control the access to the network services both inside and outside. And the most common network protection barrier is firewall. Firewall is a device, a computer or a router or settings in your computer placed between the network and the internet to monitor and control the traffic between the company's local network and the outside world. So like school or college where there is a open network where anybody can use that network, but then they have to set a firewall to control that using this internet connection you cannot watch certain kind of websites, or even they can restrict you cannot use Facebook through this internet connection. No doubt there are ways to even break this firewall easily and to continue our work, but that's another thing. The primary goal of a firewall is to keep intruders away from the company's e-commerce infrastructure. So firewall ensures that the company's crucial data is kept safe, it is safe and not accessed by the intruders. So that is firewall. Third is digital certificate. Digital certificate or digital ID are used for proving our identity in electronic transaction to make sure that this is a genuine person doing this activity. So with a digital certificate, we can assure that the electronic information received are authentic. Digital certificate is issued by a trusted third party, TTP. Again, remember this full form, trusted third party, TTP, to establish the identity of the holder. The third party who issues certificate is known as certification authority. Certificate authority or certification authority, CA. So here you found new full form of CA. CA is here, it is not chartered accountant, here it is certificate authority. So there are many certification authority which provides you digital certification. And the holders, what it contains, like when we have a digital certificate for our website, what it contains the holder's name, a serial number, expiry date, copy of certificate, holder's public key, which is used for encrypting message and digital signature, and finally the digital signature of the certification authority, so that a receiver can verify that this is a genuine certificate and not a fake one. So that is the details which is carried by digital certificate. Cryptography. Cryptography is an art of protecting information by transforming it into an unreadable form. So that is encrypting. Like we speak a different language, which only we two friends know, knowing that how we are twisting the words and we are speaking that language. So that is called cryptography. So cryptography actually involves two things: encryption and decryption. Encryption is converting plain text into ciphertext, and decryption is again converting back ciphertext into plain text. A secret key is used to encrypt and decrypt a message. So there is a secret key used. For example, key number 1. That means in my message all A will be replaced by B, all B will be replaced by C, and so on. If my secret key is 3, then all A will be replaced by D and B will be replaced by E, and so on. So that is different secret key. But in real life, secret key is very complicated and dynamic. Cryptography does not hide the text, so it is not hiding the text, but rather it makes the text in such a way that we cannot make out the meaning of that text. So purpose of cryptography is to ensure privacy by keeping the information hidden from anyone on the internet except the receiver of the message. So where it reaches to the receiver end, over there it again converts back into plain text so that receiver can easily read the message. Secure Socket Layer, SSL. SSL protocol, it's a protocol. There are many protocols. You must be knowing TCP/IP protocol, IP protocol, and many protocols are there. One of them is Secure Socket Layer protocol. Is used for securing web transaction on the internet. Who has developed this SSL protocol? It is developed by Netscape company, the one who has developed Chrome and Firefox. Sorry, not Chrome, Firefox. Netscape has developed Firefox, JavaScript. All these are developed by Netscape. During the e-commerce transaction, all the information is exchanged in secured manner using SSL by encrypting all the messages. Secure Socket Layer also provides the authentication of the merchant or shopper using a digital certificate. So SSL is used by digital certification. To identify whether a site is secured, a security logo is present on the screen. You might see while you are making payment through keyboard, you might see some security logo on that screen. Maybe VeriSign or PayPal or something like this. So all these are secure socket layer. The other indication of the security is that the website address starts with HTTPS rather than HTTP. And there is one more thing, that you see the green color on the address bar. You see the green color highlighted with HTTPS, which makes sure that this is a safe website.